Overthrax's towering statue, built from repurposed weapons and debris, has
You gotta fight
long loomed over
Overthraxis? What kind
Jinzhou as a
of bullshit
foreboding
is this?
symbol of our ongoing struggle. We managed to gravely injure it 3 years ago, making the statue sink into the water. And now it just resurfaced. Our enemy must be eager to strike. The Vanguard base is right up ahead. Let's hurry over.
Stopping to relax once in a while serves for a stronger resonance with the world.
Greetings, General.
Master Jianxing? Didn't know I'd be seeing you here.
Jian Qin recently arrived at our base with one of the supply delivery teams. She has been a great help.
General, you flatter me. I've heard people comparing the Norfall Barrens to a massive Master once told me, life and death should follow a natural course. The heavens and the earth form a vast chamber where spirits freely depart and return. Countless brave souls have been trapped here by the evil powers of Overthrax. I want to help set them free.
Please follow me. Our main goal is to contain the reviving Threnodian, but we must beware of the Tacet Discords too. They have shown unpredictability in every past battle. The Academy determined they were not native to the Norfall Barrens, and instead had been conjured by a mysterious power. After analyzing their behavior, I believe the source of said power is none other than that statue. While the Overthrax is still weakened, we must seize the opportunity to act. With looming danger from the continued onsets of TD outbreaks and many of our units injured and unable to fight, it is crucial to plan our attack wisely. Please, join me in mapping out the strategic plans.
Oh, fuck that really.
I have split all combat units into 3 factions. The ranged units team will provide fire support from afar, while the infantry team engages in close combat. Lastly, we have the special task force of Rover, Yang Yang, Jianxin, and me. Allow me to introduce Kong Lin, leader of the ranged units team. And this is Yue Hui. He's in charge of the infantry team. This is a topographical map of the Norfall Barrens. The Overthrax's power limits our reach. Outrider scouts can't go beyond the Norfall Barrens and Valley Junction. The deepest we ventured was 3 years ago, when we discovered the suspended ruins in its hinterland. But the terrain is treacherous, narrow and flanked by high cliffs on both sides, leaving only one path for our troops to travel. On the other hand, our enemies must take the same route if they want to attack us. With the Overthrax reorganizing their frequencies and bringing them back, we will face endless waves of attacks. Every time we cut down an enemy, it gains more power. Time is of the essence. We cannot afford a prolonged battle. We must swiftly and safely get our strongest units in the heart of the battlefield, reach that statue, and take down Overthrax in time. Rover, let's plan carefully and use each team's strength to our advantage. First, our ranged units. Armed with long-range weapons, they can strike from a distance. But we need to strategize based on the terrain, topography, and enemy forces. If we manipulate the terrain to our advantage, our strikes will be more effective
I'm
and
good.
cover
I'm
a
taking
larger
some long
range.
rips.
Damn.
Where should we deploy the ranged units? Deploying our ranged units high above the valleys in advance. This way, they'll provide cover for our close combat forces while staying safe themselves. We'll use their range advantage to the fullest. It's a smart move. Next, the infantry. They have been trained and equipped for close combat. The heart of Norfall Valley is our main battleground, where we'll fight our enemies head-on. We need to plan our attack wisely. How should the infantry engage enemy targets?
To infiltrate enemy lines, a small group of our forces will enter through gaps in their formation and attack from the rear. This maneuver takes time and requires caution to avoid detection, particularly in a valley where evasion is difficult. Small infiltration forces may stay hidden, but risk being overwhelmed by enemy attacks. Alternatively, diverting forces could lead to losing on the main front. We have little knowledge of what's happening behind enemy lines. Better not act rashly. This may not be the best strategy.
How should the infantry engage enemy targets?
We could divert some forces to flank the enemy, disrupting their formation and gaining an edge. However, a successful outflank requires a wide battlefield, but the small passage of Norfall Barrens limits our options for movement. And we can't predict everything that'll happen on the battlefield. Our diversion could leave our front line vulnerable. It may not be the best strategy.
How should the infantry engage enemy targets? Now that the narrow terrain has dictated an inevitable confrontation, the infantry will attack head-on, breaking their line. Then our task force can strike where they're vulnerable. A reasonable choice. Lastly, the Special Task Force. All resonators with powerful abilities, they have superior mobility and combat skills. If the chance arises, they will be responsible for taking down the Overthrax. What should the Special Task Force do? We'll join our effort to break through their defenses and crush their source of power. This is the only way to completely rout the enemies. It's a risky but necessary move under our current circumstances. Thank you, Rover. The battle plan is clear. I will now recap our plan. Kong Lin, your team will take the cliffs for fire support. Yuehui, your team will charge enemy lines to pave way for the Special Task Force.
Yes, sir!
And I'll join Rover, Yang Yang, and Jian Xin to create an opening for our main forces and take down the Threnodian. Good. Are we all clear on what to do? Our next move is to reclaim the Disruptor and break through the ground wave barrier. Rover, do you see that iridescent veil? That's the ground wave barrier. Overthrax set it up to absorb frequencies in the Norfall Barrens without interruption. One of our top priorities now is to protect the Disruptor from tacit Discord attacks. It's a powerful anti-Threnodian weapon from when Jinzhou was founded. We need it to break through this barrier. I'll leave it to the professional to explain the details.
Greetings, General Jian, Rover.
How's the preparation going on your side?
We've got good news and bad news. Good news is we've established connection to the Disruptor and we're ready to go. Bad news is the Disruptor's electric capacitor is damaged. Simply put, it's out of power. Fortunately, there should be a backup power outlet. To use the Disruptor, we'll have to repair that outlet first, then wait for a full charge. Any questions? In theory, we could. In practice, it's difficult. First, it could dodge our attack. Not even a perfect hit can kill it. It will be gravely injured, but not dead. Threnodians have been proven to be way stronger than we imagined. Our disruptor can't handle the Overthrax, but it can certainly break through that barrier. Any questions? That's because this ancient disruptor dates back at least to the founding of Jinzhou. Creating such a powerful weapon with limited technology back then, whoever did it was truly a genius, I must say. If we were to unleash its full power on Jinzhou City, it might launch the entire place into the air. Any questions? I can, but it takes time. No matter how fast I build it, Jinzhou won't be able to hold out that long. Any questions? In theory, we could. First, it could dodge. Threnodians have been... Any question? In theory, we could. First, it could dodge. Threnodians have been proven... Any questions? By the way, this is a weapon of mass destruction. The capital would want strict control over its use, I assume. Will they really approve our application?
The Magistrate and I have it covered. Trust me.
All right. We'll be waiting for the green light. Lastly, we've got more bad news. Baizha, please fill us in.
Yes. Rover, I am currently monitoring the Tacit Discord attacks from the Academy to design a safer route for you. We just received word from our soldiers at the emplacement. A large number of Tacit Discords are targeting the Disruptor, and our troops are doing their best to defend it. The Disruptor has been surrounded by the Tacit Discords, with more of them slowly closing in. After we recapture the nearby emplacement, it will take some more time for the Disruptor to recharge. You may need to hold out a little longer. I'll send you the coordinates of the Disruptor and its backup energy port. We wish you the best of luck.